What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. So, today's video is about some major progression changes made to the game with the Angels of Zariman update. And we're not talking about getting focus nodes unlocked. We're talking about getting arbitrations and the steel path unlocked, and how it became much more grindy after the Angels of Zariman update. I would like to let you know before we start, they are massive, completely massive spoilers for the new war in this video. So if you don't want a portion of the new war spoiled, you can leave now. This is just a discussion video about how progression has changed and how it's more grindy now. So it's not worth spoiling the biggest story quest over, unless you just don't care. Alright, so keep that in mind when we go in. Spoiler alert. Also, make sure you're subbed and all that stuff before we get into it, because you know, you should be subbed to this channel because this channel is great, and you are great, potentially. We've also got a live stream channel where we stream Elden Ring, Warframe, Destiny 2, Vampire Survivors, and other things of that nature. So go check that out too if you want to. All right, so what do you talk about? The game got more grindy with this update? I mean, yes, of course, they added new stuff. Well, did you realize that previously, if you want to unlock the arbitrations, which are like, you know, higher level missions with special rewards, the way you unlock these is you have to actually beat every single star chart node in the game. So for example, I go to Mercury, clear out all the missions, go to Venus, clear out all the missions, and then I'm done with that one. I can start doing nightmare missions on that planet, and I also have finished completing this to get access to arbitrations eventually. With the Angels of Zariman update, we were given a new planet, the Zariman ship planet, or whatever you want to call it. This is accessible after the new war quest. And the thing about the new war quest, and the reason this is all making things more difficult for newer players, is that this you basically need a Necramech and a railjack to get here. So they have made it where whatever level you need at the Syndicate for the Necrolisk is required now. And to build a Necramech, let's just say you're going to build Void Rig, which they did get everyone a Void Rig blueprint. I think they already had an account or something like that. But I don't know if new players got this free blueprint. But basically, I got a blueprint for signing in. And what we've got here is we need damaged Necramech pod, which I believe comes from Isolation Vaults. You can also buy them with Platinum, but, you know, not everyone has Platinum to trade. Scintillant, which also comes from the Vaults. Spinal Core section, I believe, also comes from the Vaults. But let me start looking at the other stuff. Marquis Verados. That is a Plains of Eidolon refined gem resource. For the next one, we have Biotic Filter, Isos, and Tempered Bapholite. Tempered Bapholite is the bane of my existence. I believe Isos is a Railjack resource. And then Venerado Alloy, that comes from Fortuna, as does, I believe, Adromal Alloy. Might be wrong about that one specifically, but what I'm trying to say here is that you need to do every open world, I think to like rank 1 or 2, to get this done. And then you need to have this Void Rig, or a Bone Widow, I guess, a Necramech in general, to do the new war. And let's talk about why is a Necramech required in the new war. We're actually going to we're going to hyper-analyze the dialogue and pick apart the entire idea of having a Necramech, because Necramechs are massively underutilized. Necramechs are really cool. By the way, here's my unlisted VOD for the new war playthrough, which I'll probably make public in the future. So here is the entire reason that... Okay, so right here, this is the entire reason you do a Necramech for the new war. Entering slingshot range. Orphix pulses detected aboard. If you don't remember what an Orphix is, it's that thing that basically makes you jump out of your Warframe and you'll be in your operator. And if you have a Necramech, you can use a Necramech in there. But you do not technically need a Necramech to be doing Orphix stuff. But as you can see what Sai is saying, get a Necramech in the barrel, you will need it. Sai is a noob. He does not realize that you can actually do Orphix without a Necramech. You could actually do this entire mission as operator, but DE put an arbitrary requirement that you must do this as Necramech. So, yes, they are basically twisting the mechanics to make it so you have to have a Necramech to do the new war, and then to get access to arbitrations and the Steel Path for that matter, you must have the new war completed so you can beat the Zariman missions on the normal star chart. So that was not like that before. I think the highest tier planet before was like the Void or like Sedna or something like that. So now if you want to tell someone, like, if a new player was coming to me asking like, hey, I want to get super powerful gear, like you're using on stream or in a video or whatever, how do I do that? It became a lot more difficult to answer that question for them. Before it was just like, oh, just do every story quest. You'll be fine. Now it's arbitrarily go get a Necramech because you have to for a 5 to 10 minute section of the new war. How do you get a Necramech? Well, either go buy it with platinum or go start grinding gems on which planet? Every open world planet. Go grind gems there. Get this blueprint, get that blueprint, get Scintillant, which is spawning in the Necramech isolation vaults. And let's not forget that killing a Necramech can be very, very difficult, even for me sometimes. In those isolation vaults, so the mini bosses down there, they've got wonky hitboxes, they do a lot of damage. I think they got damage reduction. But as you can see, this gameplay footage in the background, we're fighting level 30 sentients. The current version of the operator could have easily taken care of these level 30 sentients. I don't get why a Necramech was required here at all. Like, yeah, a Necramech can do this easier than a operator can, but Sai was telling me I need a Necramech, and I factually do not need a Necramech for this. Hell, I bet you could have Era. Era is shooting the enemies with his laser guns. Era could probably solo the mission, honestly. They decided that you have to have it here, and this section is not very long. So, let's go even further. Let's just, keep picking at it. DE said that they were going to make it where Necramechs could be in normal missions in the future. They have since retracted that. It went from, we're working on it, to it's harder than we thought, and now it's just basically not happening anymore. I think the last time they talked about it, it was basically like, that was put in the back burner for more important things. So, Necramechs are cool. They're pretty good for Eidolon fights. They're pretty good for the Profit Taker. But you can only use them in like 3 or 4 missions in the game. Also, they just made a completely new tile set, the Zariman ship. Why can we not use Necramechs on the Zariman ship? Like, I understand there'd be some certain doorways they couldn't fit through, but you were telling us Necramechs would be in every mission in the future, and like, not everyone's paying attention to every little word, every little statement you make, like in 10 seconds in a dev stream. So, there's plenty of people that probably think there's still supposed to be Necramechs in the missions in the future. But there's a Necramech Prime skin. Like, you could spend some big money on getting cosmetics for this, and they're just not properly utilized. Like, an entirely new tile set where they're not used on, and they should have been like making that from the get-go, working with Necramechs. I feel like it would have been appropriate, personally. So, yeah. So they're probably not going to make it where Necramechs are usable in normal missions, and you could have done this section against level 30 sentients as your operator. It just feels like they're trying to push people to, start. Here we go. So, the Deimos planet, it's not a complete waste, Like, there's lots of good weapons there. There's lots of good kit guns there. Necramechs are there, even though we're talking about how Necramechs aren't really universally useful. You can only use them on open world and railjack missions. And I guess in the new war quest, since you're on the sentient ship. But yeah, it's just like, wow. So now people that want to get access to like high level loot have to waste their time doing a open world thing that was not required a couple months ago. It's similar with what they did with Kuva Liches. If you remember, Kuva Liches, to get the Kuva Nucor and like the Kuva Brahma and all that, you used to not need a railjack for that. Now you are required to have a railjack so you can fight the final railjack Lich fight in your railjack ship. That's another thing, requiring railjack. Now, you don't need a good railjack, and you actually don't need a good Necramech for this. You can just do it this entire section with an unranked Necramech. People have done it. An unranked, unmodded Necramech, by the way, because, like I said, you could do this as operator to level 30 sentience, and it's a complete joke. And look, you're literally in. Here's the end of the Necramech section. So 3452. When did we get in the Necramech? We got in the Necramech 6 minutes before this. There is a 6-minute section of the new war that requires a Necramech, even though, lore mechanics-wise, it shouldn't require a Necramech. And this is what's holding you back from having arbitrations and potentially the Steel Path unlocked to you. Does that seem right and fair to you? Because, they made them easier to farm. I'm not going to deny that. But they're also, they're available for 400 plat here. 375 plat, basically 400 plat. You could buy the New War Firepower bundle for 500 plat nearly to get into there immediately. And that's probably what they're trying to push. They're like, all right, just give us like 20 bucks or however much 500 plat costs, and you can play the quest. Oh, you don't want to give us 20 bucks? Go grind out this open world, that open world, and the other open world too, all three of them, to get access to this. And then you're going to be using it for literally 5 minutes. Literally 5 minutes, and a thing you wouldn't even need a Necramech for in the first place. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I want to just point this out that, you can't, now you basically are going to have to buy galvanized mods from somebody if you're a new player and you want to get strong, which maybe D is trying to push more plat sales. You're not going to be able to, you won't be able to even unlock arcane unlockers in your weapons until you get to the Steel Path, which you'll need to beat Steel Path Zariman, which I guess at that point it won't be as big of a deal because you've already did the Zariman normal version. Doing the Steel Path is just going to be a gear check and a bullet sponge check. So, yeah, I've been having a really good day today, and I just want to let you guys know that this is what I've been thinking about, and it's a big it's factually more grindy. Before, you did not need a Necramech to get access to arbitrations. You can't even use a Necramech in arbitrations, which is hilarious too. And now you have to. So, rip new players. Rip anyone that didn't get that inbox message from Father. Like I said, I got like a random full Necramech like blueprint thing from Father in here. And a lot of people on the stream said they got it too. So I don't think that new players are gonna get this message though. And like this is just like rep that you're getting, like free rep. You need to still like build this stuff. So if you guys have any opinions on this, let me know in the comments down below. It's not like it's a bad thing. Hey, it's DE's game. They want people to play all the content to get access to arbitrations and stuff because that, I guess that in their eyes, that is endgame. They're basically saying that the Steel Path and arbitrations are endgame now. You must beat every quest. You must have every vehicle to even get access to these. So, I mean, are they referring to that as endgame? I don't know. So I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy and peace.